In today's video, we're going to explore AMD and Nvidia. We're going to look at the two stocks and we're going to decide which one is better. What is the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy or Sell. I hope, of course, you're all well. For those that struggle with the accent, feel free to hit the little cog. You can slow me down. I refuse to change the way that I speak, although there is some people out there that suggest that I should do that. So we're going to look at AMD and Nvidia. These two stocks have been on my watch list for years, being great winners to me over the time. Am I currently invested? No, but those that follow the channel will know that I'm not really invested in too many long holds right now. The reason being is that we're in a bear market. I've been saying since November, we're going into a bear market. I've been saying Bitcoin's going to go to 20 grand. In November, when it was at 60, it went down. These things happen because we can read charts, because we can feel the general sentiment, because our heads are not buried in the sand. These things can happen. So if you're interested in protecting yourself, interested in just a little bit more than pump, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. That really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. First thing I'm going to show you on Nvidia and AMD is this, the current chart performance. Bear in mind, the prices are different. They're almost doubled in price, and as most people should know, price doesn't make a difference. It could be £1 or it could be £1,000. It's all about market cap. That is how you value a company. So the price doesn't matter, but if you look at the graph itself, you can see here, it's went up, it's went up, it's went down, it's went up, it's went down, it's went up, and it's went down. I would say, looking at that at a high level, you can see very similar patterns, and that might be a common theme throughout this. Now we'll look at TipRanks. TipRanks is a platform you can use, and it at a high level sort of compares, gives you an analyst recommendations. I would never ever recommend anybody just uses these things and runs to the hills. But if you're new and you don't know anything, or especially if you just want to capture a high level, like the purpose of this video, these things can definitely aid you. So let's have a look. Nvidia, there is roughly, on the general average consensus of 31 ratings over the last 3 months, people are saying there's about a 58% upside, which is very, very good. Now, what I do first straight away, go, if we're down 50% from the year highs, really, to get back to those highs, it should be 100% upside. So what did that tell you in November? To me, that tells me that the stock was well overvalued come November, and it was well overvalued like most things, and that is why we've had this natural pullback. And to be fair, we needed this pullback. It's healthy for the stock market for the long term. If we look at AMD, wow, similar, roughly about 30 ratings, and again, about a 58% upside. That's very, very similar, so that doesn't help us. If we go back to Nvidia, Nvidia has a smart score of 8. This is all math things that TipRanks calculates, so we'll just go with what they're recommending. They're saying it's at 8 outperform. And if we go to AMD, it's saying 9 outperform. We can see here, this is another thing I like to look at, is the hedge funds. They're the smart money, as I like to call them. Hedge funds are buying Nvidia at these levels, and AMD, surprise, surprise, also being bought at these levels. And there's a significant difference here. If you look at it, 1.4 Nvidia, 9.3 million. Insider transactions, 88 million sold on Nvidia, where AMD, no data on that. Right now, I'm thinking, if I had to pick, probably more swinging towards AMD. Nvidia's market cap is 400 billion versus market cap of 132 billion. PE ratio of 30.4 and a PE ratio of 42. This is the price to earnings. So the general rule of thumb, this is at a high level, kind of gives you an idea if a company's overvalued. Generally, the rule of thumb that I like to work on is any stock kind of below 15 is decent value. Obviously, the lower you can get to 0, the better. If it's minus, that means the company's not making no money. Don't tend to go too close to those ones. But if you can get it in and around, say, a 10 sort of a level, that would be good. And with saying that, PE ratios are not necessarily something that you should just go by as a Bible. You need to understand the stock, and you understand the fundamentals, you need to understand where the stock is going. So it's a bit like Tesla, massive bad PE ratio, terrible. You wouldn't go near it based on the PE ratio, but you know where the stock's going. You know the things that are in the pipeline. And with the likes of the chip shortages that I mentioned, the demand is hot, red hot. Chips are only going to get more and more and more advanced, and these are the biggest players in the game. So for me, a PE ratio on a stock that I believe is going to multiply massively over the next decade, a PE ratio of 30 or even 40 is not too bad. And if you look at the PE ratio for AMD, you can see that where it was over 80. Nearly 90, and it's been down as close to 20, so that is one hell of a pullback. Nvidia was over 85, and it has been down as low as 30. Again, Just like AMD, very, very similar. Revenues have just went up, up, up and away. You can see the revenue versus earnings. Phenomenal on AMD and even on Nvidia, very, very similar. And not really relevant, but you can see that the monthly users of their website has declined massively. And why is that? Because the stock game is dead. We're in a bear market. Another reason why you've got to hit the like button, please. Help me out in the algorithm. It's really, really, really painful. Just to summarize again then, if we go to bar chart, this compares everything. You can see here all the recent changes in prices, the volume. So volume is another thing that you would use to trade, but with these stocks, it won't really matter. 70 versus 90 million. There's more people trading AMD. You can even see here, general opinion is 88% sell. This is on the technicals, which we'll get into at the end. There's the market caps compared, shares outstanding is compared, very, very similar. Not a lot of difference between these guys. Dividend, that could be something that you would perhaps look at when you're considering the differences here. So I'm going to summarize all of this now. To me, these companies are very, very similar in many respects. The difference would be, for me, is that Nvidia is probably seen as the bigger one. It has done more of the growth, hence why it's made more revenue, financials, everything about it, the market capitalization, everything is bigger. Most analysts are saying about the same kind of thing for projections going forward. Most look about 58 to 60% increase in projections. Are they for value? Well, looking at the PE ratios, I'd say that they're getting there, but they're not quite there yet. Now let's look at the TA. The technical analysis will tell us everything we need to know, because all I believe in is looking at charts, because the charts tell us and predict the future. Just like back in November when we called the bear market, all based on charts. Now I'm going to turn on my DMV BHS. This is the alert indicator, and yes, I do offer a very reasonable course for trading strategies, and you can learn all of this. So this is it here. Now, buy symbols came in on the day chart. A buy symbol means buy, funny enough. You get access to all these indicators, but I wouldn't be buying this right now because of the moving average situation. RSI is a bit flat, MACD is a bit bleh. So I, personally speaking, right now would not be buying AMD. Now we look at Nvidia, perhaps the more established one out of the two. We can see here a bit different, bit more movement in the RSI. MACD is looking a bit more stronger. Buy symbol, just like AMD has come on, and we are seeing a bit of more upwards momentum. Things that I don't like about both of the stocks is we're well below our 180-day moving average. So the big question, AMD or Nvidia? Well, personally speaking, what I would do is I wouldn't be investing in either right now. I would be swing trading, and I have been swing trading in and out of this for years. An example of swing trading would be this buy symbol comes in, you buy right up till it says sell, you pick up 20% over the 2 weeks, and then you sell. You could short. And if you shorted, you can short it right down to the buy. Pick up another 32%, and then it says buy. That's one example. Or you can wait for another symbol, like this buy symbol comes in, and you go right it up and sell 60% and run on. And the reason I haven't sold at these levels is all in the trading course, and that will tell you exactly what you need to know. But in summary, I would not be afraid to invest in either of these stocks. I think for the long term, I think you've picked an absolute winner with either of these if you are long-term investing. If you don't want to swing trade, you can always long-term. On this channel, I do a nice hybrid theory, and the hybrid theory really is timing your buys at the bottom, selling or taking profits at the top. So you're going to do a mixture of both. Either of these stocks will be great for the long term. You could do the risk and split. Why not do that as well? Protect yourself from any negative impact that either of those stocks may have. But that is really it. Hold on, baby, and you will be fine on either of these stocks. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe, help me grow the channel. Also subscribe, because you'll get on Sunday videos where I do updates and I tell you about my watch list, and when these stocks become buys that I'm buying, I will make sure to let you all know. And if you're interested in becoming a millionaire, I would check out this video. This will tell you a very, very simple but effective strategy to become a millionaire, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.